Delegate from Fairfax, Delegate Simon.
Mr. Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, members of the House, we've been talking a lot in the last several days about partisanship and bipartisanship. And the other day, actually, I listened to the Majority Leader's definition of what bipartisanship means. And certainly, it's not Democrats getting Republicans to do everything we want. And clearly, it's not us doing everything you want us to do. So I started to think about that and go through my list of bills. Do I have anything that meets that definition of bipartisanship? And yesterday, I got a bill out of courts, civil sub, unanimously. I like that. Thank you guys very much for that courtesy. I appreciate it. And that was, though, what I would call sort of a nonpartisan bill, right? It didn't have anything to do with parties or anything else. It was just, a piece of legislation that needed to get done. So I kept looking through my list of bills, and then it occurred to me, I do have a bill that is really, truly bipartisan. And that's a bill that I've worked on for several years now, that the candidates for governor from both parties made an essential part of their campaign platforms last year, and it's to finally come up with a way to ban the personal use of campaign funds. Right? For years, it's been something that I've talked about. I wanted to do it as a good government kind of a reform. And I remember the day last spring that my phone started to explode with text messages and calls from reporters saying, what do you think of the fact that the Republican governor the Republican candidate for governor is there with then Speaker Howell and now Speaker Cox, and they're saying they support the idea of banning the personal use of campaign funds. And my response was, I really hope that we can get it done this year. I really wish them luck in helping us to shepherd that through both sides of the assembly. Mr. Speaker, members of the House, I don't think that any member of this body is corrupt. I don't think that anybody here is in this for the wrong reasons. Nobody's out to try and game the system. Nobody's out trying to profit or make a living off their campaign funds. But the fact that we haven't yet joined the other 48 states that have figured out a way to put a law on the books that makes it really clear that the personal use of your campaign funds is illegal and ought not happen, it's not a good look for us. So I really do hope that in the spirit of bipartisanship, we can take this very bipartisan idea. In fact, I introduced a bill. The gentleman from Spotsylvania, Delegate Cole, introduced a bill. We co-sponsored each other's bills this year in an effort to work on this in a very cooperative and nonpartisan way. And I hope that it's the pleasure of the body this year to actually address this issue, fulfill those campaign promises, and let's make this the year that we get this done. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.